West Ham return to European action tomorrow night, back at home at the London Stadium against Olympiacos, the Greek side that dislodged and ended our 17-game record-breaking until last night unbeaten European streak in a UEFA competition. David Moyes is eager to get back to winning ways and to finish off the group in style for this Europa League campaign, our third successive European campaign in 3 years. And I'm delighted to say Mike joins me to preview it. Mike, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Jake. And yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Mr. Terry Newsham, I hope you are well. And everybody else joining us, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Now, for the first time, I think probably ever, we're having to look at the Europa League group to see how things are looking, because we've actually lost a game, which we don't usually do. Let's have a little look at the group. If I get the linings right, that would help, wouldn't it? So that's what we've got. We're currently sat second. Let's get it. Sat second on the same amount of points, the same amount of wins, same amount of losses, but just a little bit less on the goal difference or something worse than that. So we are joint top pretty much at this moment in time. Olympiacos sat third back at Topola, sat fourth. This would go a long way, Mike, for us to secure qualification, because really we want to be finishing first.
Yeah, we want to be finishing first, definitely. I mean, yeah, if we beat them, I think we're almost there. I think beat them and get another draw, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
And we've got a really good chance of winning the group still. But it is an important game Thursday. That is for sure.
100%, because the only other time we've lost a group stage game was right at the end when we were already qualified in our first campaign, when we played the kids against Dinamo Zagreb at home. So this is a little bit of sort of unfamiliar territory for David Moyes' side, and he spoke very openly in the press conference about wanting to get this done, and the main aim is to be in Europe after Christmas again. That seems to be his tagline he likes to use, to still be in the competition after Christmas, and that's what he'll want to do. And he'll see this game, despite what's been going on in the Premier League, as a really crucial game, because Europe kept him in a job last year, and it might keep him in a job this year.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think we do need this, and it's great to be still on all four fronts, having a chance. So, yeah, it gives us options, and it does give us options. I'd just like to think that, because of all these options, that some of these young lads might get a chance.
In terms of team news, the only update that David Moyes provided was of Kurt Zouma. His exact comments about him were, I will find them. We're still waiting a little bit on Kurt Zouma. He didn't train on Wednesday morning, but has done a little bit inside. So we'll have a look at Kurt tomorrow and see how he is. So pretty much that's ruled Kurt Zouma out of the running for this game. If he's not outside training, he ain't going to be playing tomorrow, that is for sure. So I'm probably maybe not even making the game on Sunday. So I think we can probably eliminate Kurt Zouma from the situation, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. But I love Oggy to death, but I mean, he may be too much of a risk for this game. I really do think that he's looked a bit off the pace this year, to be fair to him. He's done a great job for us. But I think he's going to have no choice but to play the centre-back pairing that we saw the weekend.
Now, I'm going to have to lean on your knowledge a bit here, because I actually didn't watch the other game against Olympiacos, because I was somewhere in the deep, dark sea in the middle of the night. So, Mike, were you impressed by Olympiacos last game?
Yeah, we was actually not in the country either, but we was.
Oh, of course you weren't. Yeah.
But to be totally honest, I just think we started with two weaker side, really. I mean,
I don't think Moyes will make that mistake again.
I don't think he will. I think the side we finished with, I think would have beaten them, or at least got a draw against them. I don't think there's that much to worry about, as long as we put a decent side out. If we go quite weak again, then yeah, I can see it going wrong. But I think we got to go fairly strong from the start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll back that 100%. Let's see who else is joining us in the chat. Lawrence, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Sharky as well. Simon, our resident Chelsea fan, thank you very much indeed for joining us. What's it like being in Europe? Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad. I mean, to be fair, Chelsea were involved in probably the most chaotic and eventful football match I've ever watched on Monday night. I don't know how many of you saw it. 5 disallowed goals, 5 goals that stood, 2 red cards, and both of those players who did get sent off could have got sent off before they did get sent off. It was absolute chaos on Monday night, and the constant oohs and oohs from Gary Neville just added to the drama as well. Terry says they are no mugs, 9th highest trophy winning club in the world. Moyes underestimated them a couple of weeks ago. There's no doubt about it. Probably the toughest game in the group away from home in a hostile environment in Greece. That it was always going to be a difficult evening, and I think he probably got the lineup wrong, and he probably hung those players out to dry a little bit, and they didn't cope.
No, to be honest, Jake, I think if we just started with a more stronger side and then, changed it up, then I think we'd have got something. But to be totally honest, it was just the side wasn't good enough to get a result that night that we started with, and then we started throwing on all the big guns, and it was a little bit too late.
Brilliant goal from Paqueta at the end.
Oh, great strike! But to be fair, he came on and he did little else, mate. He did very little else. He gave the ball away a few times. He was a bit disappointing, and then he hits that shot, which was a phenomenal strike. But yeah, when he came on, he tried his best to get us going, but it was too late, And they had the crowd behind them, fantastic atmosphere. It seemed, and we just couldn't quite live with it. We couldn't quite live with it to start with.
You'd expect Moyes to play the players that were suspended on Sunday, because obviously they are fully recuperated. So I'd expect Alvarez and Paqueta to come back into midfield. How big of a boost do you think that is for Moyes? Because he was left with probably having nightmares ahead of the Brentford game because of what he had to do in that midfield. And I think he'll quite happily slot those 2 back in there after having to watch that at the weekend.
Definitely, those 2 have got to go straight back in there. But then again, we need them again for Sunday. But hey, they've had a rest, so they should be able to play in this game. Hopefully, we could get a couple of goals up and then take them off and give them a rest towards the end of the game, ready for Sunday. That would be the plan, but hey.
Yeah,
that seems go wrong many a time this year so far.
That seems the logical way to do it, doesn't it? I mean, play the big guns to start with, and then if we're in a fortunate position where we could take them off and bring some others on, then by all means do that. But yeah, let's hope Moyes does that. I'd expect Fabianski to start in goal. I think it's difficult to scope what Moyes is going to do. So Zuma's out, so probably Mavropanos and a Gerd. I don't think he's going to play Bonner, to be honest with you. Emerson at left back. I just can't watch Creswell, I'm afraid. Probably Soufal will start at right back, I think. Midfield, Alvarez and Paqueta will be in there alongside one other, plus one Mike. Who would you expect that to be?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one. Those 2 definitely. It could be Souček, couldn't it?
Probably. Yeah. Ward-Prowse the rest, and then what would you do up front? Well, what would you do, and what will Moyes do up front, Mike?
Well, I think he'll play Antonio. But I've definitely got to play Kudus and Bowen. Definitely got to. But I think he'll play Bowen. He might rest Bowen. He might play Ben Rama.
True. Yeah.
I'm just second guessing him. Yeah, he'll probably do that.
I sort of predicted before the Brentford game that this was a game where Moyes could have done some experimentation, and I think he did that by starting with 2 men up front with Bowen and Antonio leading the line. I'd be incredibly surprised if he tries anything of the sort in recent times. He's had his little float the boat of experimental tactics, and I'd sort of assume that he's going to go back to the normal way, and I'd like to see Bowen up front, to be honest with you. But I just can't see it. I think it will be Antonio. Maybe that's probably a good option, but I don't know. I don't know at this point, to be honest.
He was forced into making that sort of change, I think, because of the midfield situation. I think it was almost thrust upon him, and it wasn't really his fault with the personnel he had available for the weekend. But hey, other than Zuma, they all look fit. I don't know if you know, but Johnson was put in the under-21s side. So he's done all right at left back. I might have went with him at left back.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
he's an
give
option.
Emerson a bit of a risk because, there's him and Ward-Prowse are, basically having to play every game at the moment.
Yeah. Just a word on Jarrod Bowen. Moy spoke about him in the pre-match press conference. He said Bowen is happy to play in any position we put him in. We've moved players around before, so he's now referencing directly to Mikel Antonio and Marko Arnautovic, who he did revert from wingers to strikers. And it's always in my mind that Jarrod can play up front. In his early days, he had some great success at Hull City as a centre forward. He's done really well in whatever role he has played for us, and he got another goal at the weekend. He just keeps his goals ticking along, and we've needed that. So once again, Moyes references starting Bowen up front and trying to merge him into that striker, which maybe could be the next season tactic of shipping Antonio out. And if Steiden doesn't come up with a magic striker, that's going to be the starting option, Bowen up front.
It could be. A lot of people have said you can't play Kudus and Bowen together, but in the Arsenal game, those two worked really well together. But it did shock me a bit because, they're a similar sort of player. They both want to cut in, get onto the left foot from the right-hand side. But they absolutely teamed up really well, I thought. Bowen as a striker and Kudus out there on the right. So, yeah, I'd like to see some more of that.
Yeah. Who wants Ings to start? Absolutely nobody, I should hope. Absolutely nobody. Do you know what? It's really got on my nerves, Danny Ings, bringing him on Sunday. Do you know, I was that close to turning it off because it just infuriated me that Danny Ings was coming on. I said it straight away as soon as he was putting his shirt on and getting ready. It absolutely infuriated me. And if I see Danny Ings starting tomorrow, I might even just walk out the room. Mike, I might just walk out the room because I can't. I see.
Oh, hello. What happened there, mate?
I don't know. See, you were that disgusted. You kicked off and went back on without touching it.
No, joking aside, I don't think he can start him. I think we just got to look at somewhere trying to offload him, for 125 grand a week is the only reason for me that he's playing any minutes at all, full stop at the moment.
I wonder if Moyes justified the 25 grand a touch he had at the weekend for that week's wages. If you don't laugh, you cry, don't you? Terry says, my view for tomorrow's game is that it's dangerous for West Ham. See, he likes these little comments because he was going last week about Arsenal. It's going to be a battering, but he didn't say which way. So yeah, just leaving things ready to be proven right either way, Mr. Newsham. Right, Lawrence, Antonio left wing, Bowen striker, and Kudus right wing. Curtis has mentioned this a couple of times actually. Chucking Antonio out to the wing. It is another option in these games, Mike.
Yeah, it is, and as long as he don't get in someone's way as the ball comes over on the left hand side again. No, joking aside, mate. An option. And he might even go with tomorrow night.
Yeah, on the left wing, the only thing he's going to get in the way of is somebody's queue to get a beer in the concourse. He'll be that he'll be that far off of it. He'll be everywhere, Mikel Antonio, but everywhere, but not when he needs to be. That seems to be the thing. Where he needs to be somewhere, he's not there. That's the thing about Mikel Antonio. But overall, Olympiacos a good outfit. But do you think, Mike, away from home, they could be a different prospect?
Yeah, I think at home that was the tough one. That was the most difficult game I think we're probably going to get. They've been playing European football, haven't they, for years, to be fair.
Established European side.
They are established European side, a bit like us, really, aren't they?
True.
No, joking aside, I think it might be a little bit different when they come to the London Stadium. I don't know if it's going to be a full house. They're saying there's still tickets to be sold, but I've got a different view tomorrow night. I'm down the other end.
Are you? What, upper, lower?
Down the other end. I'm not sure because I'm sitting in someone else's seat.
No, right. Jolly good.
Yeah.
Jolly good. Terry says, I said the Arsenal game would result in a humiliating loss. I was correct. That's it. Right, let's get on to our score predictions then. Oh, I don't know, actually. This is difficult to predict. So, Mike, I'm going to chuck it over to you first whilst I think about it.
I was close to my 3-2 the other day, wasn't I? The Arsenal. I think we won 2-1. I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, you've just nicked my prediction and all, which you always do.
Thought I might have done.
Yeah.
You had a chance. You could have went first.
I did. It's my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault, but it is your fault. 2-1, 1-0, all the same, and it get a one goal win. I think. Yeah, I can see them scoring. That's why I wanted to go to 2-1. Sod it. Let's go 3-1. Let's have some confidence that that has come from absolutely nowhere, to be honest with you, and hope we can get over the line. Some individual brilliance is going to get us there, and hopefully, let's just tighten up at the back and prevent these individual errors that are costing us, and just overall look more like a solid and composed and balanced unit, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's been the problem this year. Full stop. Scoring goals has not been a problem. We've only had one game, and that was against a low block team where we didn't have a clue how to break them down. Scoring goals, I don't think. I don't think it's been a problem this year. Defensively, at times we've looked ragged. We've looked all over the place, and that's not the way David Moyes' teams normally play. So, he needs to sort it out soon.
For sure.
Okay, individual errors, they're not down to him. I know, but he's got to drum it in.
There's a lot that is down to him. Yeah.
Yeah, there is stuff. I mean, Souček heading that ball back across the goal like that. Well, that's
should have left it. Should have had a shout. I don't blame him. It was completely solely Areola's fault. Should have given him a shout, really.
But I mean, that was schoolboy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so was it. So was the other one, really. So I mean, if we can sort that out, I think we'll get the result tomorrow night. Yeah,
with a sort of I can't think to say now. Something of our own downfall. Somebody will let me know what it is, or I'm speaking utter rubbish. Something of our own downfall with a. Come on, Mike, help me out.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
right. Sorry, it's gone from
it's gone from my head. I know. We'll see. See, we are good at this. Anyone think we've been doing this a long time, Mike? Right, score predictions: 2-1, 3-1, 3-1. Oh, 3-1, 2-0, says Luke. Thanks for joining us. So a few similar predictions. Sharky and Lawrence were on the same wavelength. Good stuff. I agree with Mighty Mike. All right, I won't take it personally. 2-1, says Terry, and everyone else. A win is really needed. It is. A win is really needed. See, he's just fishing here, right? We were watching the Arsenal Sevilla game, and the Sevilla lot are wearing this blue kit, and it's got a sort of camouflage vibe about it. That's what I thought. If it was green, I'd go flipping out. They're camouflaged, right? No one else understands it, but I'm getting the P taken out of me for it now. And Mike, it's not on. It's not on. Mate. Thank you. I lost tomorrow would be a Greek tragedy. Am I missing a punchline here?
There is. There is a punchline there with the Greek tragedy.
Good. Yeah. Shall I see? Lawrence has
there was many Greek tragedies.
Terry's got it. Mike's got it. I ain't got a flipping clue. Right. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching. I'll join you tomorrow night for a pre-match build-up show. It'll be 8 o'clock, 5:45. I've got no idea. I'll find out tomorrow. 8 o'clock, I think, for the home games, isn't it? So I'll join you about 6:30-ish tomorrow for the build-up show for the game, and hopefully a happy review afterwards. Mike, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Give us your final thoughts.
Yeah, no, I'm quite confident, actually. I'm quietly confident that we'll get the result in this game. It all depends what he's going to put out there, what he's going to start with. I just hope he starts strong, and I hope we get a couple of goals up. Then I hope he can take 2 or 3 of them off, ready for the game on Sunday.
Absolutely. Because, of course, that is an incredibly crucial game on Sunday, which could decide. I don't think it will, but some people think it will decide the fate of David Moyes. I think he's here until the end of the season. But if we keep losing games, they may be left with no other choice. And once again, as it was last season, Mike, we're left with Forest at home as a big crunch game.
Yeah, if it's the same result again, it'll be fine, Jake.
Yeah. Danny Ings scored 2 last week. Last year, that won't happen.
Yeah. I mean, they're a different team away from home than they are at home as well. 100%, so it's a little bit like Olympiacos.
Yeah, I think so. Plenty of rain tomorrow, apparently, so everyone in Bobby Moore Low is going to get soaked. I'm going to be in the comfort of my own living room, so that is good. So people are going to get wet tomorrow. So take a coat. and get in there early and yeah, have a good go. Have a good go. Mike, pleasure as always. Come on, you Irons. And we will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
See you guys.